ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kent Holste podcast. I am Kent Holste. I just want to thank you for clicking that link and joining in today's conversation, as today we are going to be talking about our third part of the what I have taken from spending time with family and friends during an unfortunate situation that happened a few weeks ago. And now we're heading into this third portion of this conversation about owning up. You know, there's a lot of people in today's world that live life in denial. They live life not wanting to admit that they were the cause of certain situations and things, and they don't want to own up to it. They don't want to admit that they were in the wrong, even though they may not have played a full part in it. Maybe they didn't cause a lot of the problems, but they were involved in some part. And I think there's people out there that are afraid. They're afraid to admit that something bad happened, that they caused something that shouldn't have happened. And they live in this world of thinking that they're better than other people, and they don't have to admit that they were wrong. And, you know, I want to make it very, very clear that just because people do this doesn't make them bad people. It's just they're making poor choices, not the best decision. And as we go through this conversation today, you can join in the conversation and share your experiences with, you know, not owning up. You know, what harm did it do to your life by keeping in the truth? And just encourage people through your experiences why it's important to tell the truth, to own up to your mistakes and your own doings. Because when you do that, good things can happen. So stay tuned. This is the Kent Holste Podcast right here on the KentHolstePodcast.com website, and as well as the YouTube channel. Have you seen the Kent Holste Podcast website yet? If you haven't, now's a good time. It's all at www.KentHolstePodcast.com. It's more than just podcasts. There's interviews, blogs, sports talk, the corner ropes, circle of friends, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Check it out today. It's at www.KentHolstePodcast.com. Join the community. All right, so on today's podcast, we are talking about owning up, telling the truth as to what mistakes and issues that you may have caused, not just for your life, but other people's lives. And it doesn't have to involve, you know, just your personal life at home. But being in denial also happens within our jobs. And we take it to levels that shouldn't even be done. You know, just think about it for a minute. What would life be like if everybody was just up front, wasn't in denial, owned up to the mistakes and the unfortunate times that they have done? Think about how people would feel. Think about how people would react. You know, we live in this society right now where people don't want to express the truth. They want to hide from it. They don't want to show that they are compassionate. They would rather just create more controversy by acting like the things that they've done didn't happen, as if it was just a figment of our own imagination. You know, the toughest thing with my life is I lived that way for a very, very long time. I wanted to play the victim and act like I wasn't at fault for anything. I tried to push blame on other people because I didn't want to accept the fact that I screwed up. The long-term consequences was, people respect other people for their honesty. And when you don't tell people that, yeah, I was the reason why this happened, and people know it, people aren't stupid. People can see right through people's lies and insecurities. And what does that do to you? There's a lot of people who don't care about their self-image. I myself have always wanted to be respected and understood. But how could I have done that when I wasn't being honest and upfront when I did things wrong? That I didn't own up to the things that I caused. It was defeating the purpose of what I wanted from my life. And my parents have always said, to get respect, you earn respect. And we've talked about this before. And it's impossible to do that when you're not being honest and upfront and owning up to the things that you've done. So how do we change this? How do we change the fact that there's times where we know we've made mistakes? We're worried about what people will think. We're worried about the consequences of what could happen in result of what we've done. How do we fix that? How do we change and prevent that from even happening in the first place? Because I don't know about you. I want to live in a world where we don't have to turn on the TV and see on the news or even on social media about the bad choices that people have done. And we see these courtroom stories of people who hide the truth, who are trying to get away from the consequences because they don't want to own up to what they've done. It's sad. These people want to carry all this guilt. These people want to carry all this hurt and pain that they've caused other people. And for me, I don't believe for one second that these people that kill other people through violence don't have remorse. I think they do. It's just the fact that these people who cause these situations where they cause other people harm have this image that they need to maintain so they look big and tough. They want to act like, they're this big person to get respect from other people who have made bad choices. And what they don't realize is that's not doing anything good. That's not helping change the things that they've done wrong. I think that a lot of people who do bad things do them because they're pressured and they don't know how to react or to handle things in a proper way. Violence is taking the easy way out. but it's also causing people to go through situations that hurt other parts of families. You know, being a father, you know, I think about families. I think about what other people go through. And it hurts to see broken families. It hurts to see people that make poor choices in their life. It hurts me to know that there's people out there that don't understand that there's more to life than hiding from the truth. And a part of this owning up also comes with, you know, consequences. You know, it is a big part for me, and we talked about this on the last podcast about the second part of what I've learned. You know, is understanding that it's time to move forward. And it's time to let go of things that I have no control over, but also the things that I need to own up and understand that it was my actions that resulted into me losing the things that I love the most. And quite frankly, that is a tough pill to swallow. That is a tough thing to accept. But trust me, it's a lot better of a feeling knowing that I can say that I can own up to that and have a new slate, a new beginning, so I can move forward. So I don't have to carry on all this pain and hurt and other feelings that, quite frankly, are a distraction from living a better and healthy life. You know, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy learning about people's lives and learning about where they came from. And it's amazing to hear people who talk about their life story. And for some reason, there always comes a point in those conversations where they talk about the things that they've done right in their life and the things that they've done wrong. But what they just did is they owned up. They admitted their faults. They admitted their wrongs in their life. But what is amazing about those conversations as well that go along with that is that they talk about what they did to overcome. Those are success stories that are so powerful to hear. And I just think that if we all worked hard as a community to own up to the things that we've done, and we experience the life changes that come along with that, the positive things, the amazing things that grow and flourish, that change the atmosphere around you, you too can tell the success of what has come by being open and honest, by opening up about your faults and your mistakes. Doesn't that sound amazing? It gives me chills just thinking about it, right? It puts a smile on your face to know that when you come out and you're leaving nothing in your life to question, that you're leaving nothing behind as you leave this world, knowing that I was honest. I was open. I owned up when I did things wrong. And I was a better person because of it. Doesn't that sound better than hiding? Than not telling the truth? than not owning up to the fact that, yes, you are human. You make mistakes. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about this, as today's topic is about owning up. Hey everyone, I just want to take this time to thank you for tuning in to today's show. Without your support and watching these videos, this podcast wouldn't be where it's at today. And the same goes for the website as well, and the YouTube channel. So to help me out even more, if you haven't done so yet, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget to ring that bell so you can be notified when a new amazing content comes out. Also, don't forget to check out all the other social media sites as well, and like, share, and comment, and subscribe there too. It all is being a part of this community where we can come together and show that we care for one another, so we can motivate and encourage others. So thanks again for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the show. All right, everybody, we're getting things wound down to the nitty-gritty of the final part of the podcast here today. I just want to thank you again for tuning in and joining in the conversation about owning up. You know, I've said many, many times that I've made a lot of mistakes in my life that I'm not proud about. And the whole purpose of this podcast is for me to share my life experiences of what I've gone through with people being not nice to me, you know, being a bully, you know, people that tried to bring me down and say things that were very, very hurtful. And I talk about the mistakes that I made personally of not being honest, not being faithful, not being sincere to other people's feelings and needs. You know, I've been married 3 times in previous marriages, and it didn't go well because of my choices. I was rude. I was also insecure. I would focus on other things that were not as important as the person and the people that I helped bring into this world. And it hurts more than anything in my heart to know that I did so much wrong, that I didn't admit and confess that I did things wrong. You know, I can't change the things that I've done in the past, but I can change how I move forward in the future. And make sure that I don't treat the people that I care about in the wrong way. When I screw up or say things wrong or do things that are not correct, I own up to it. And you know, it's been amazing for the past 3 years. I've been able to surround myself with positive people. And what's funny about it is I haven't had any negativity around me. And if we live a life where we can make good decisions by owning up and knowing what we need to do to have a good life, a positive life, you too could have that ability to live without fear. Live without knowing that there's going to be people that are going to be out there to bring you down and hurt you. You don't have to be around those people. It's your choice. And you know, there's going to be times in your life where there's going to be people who don't want to own up to what they've done. And that will not back away because they're just not willing to accept that that's how it has to be. You know, when you make poor choices and you continue to not own up to what you've done wrong, and you're not willing to move forward and to just let it go, you're only doing harm to yourself. You're not doing anything good. So if you're struggling with not being able to own up, and maybe it's because you don't know where to start. Maybe it's because you're obsessed with certain things that you don't know how to let go of things. You need to go seek help from a therapist, maybe even go to a Christian family counselor, or just a Christian counselor in itself that can give you guidance through a Christian standpoint. There are plenty of people and programs and agencies out there that are there to help. There's support groups that people come together with the same problem and issues, and they want to conquer them because they want to live a healthy lifestyle. And it's not that they're bad people. It's just sometimes we lose track on where we need to be in our life and how things should be dealt with. You know, it all comes down to, you know, the only thing you can change in your life is the things you can do with yourself. You can't force other people. You can't convince other people when, quite frankly, maybe they don't want to be convinced. Maybe they don't want to have any part in your life anymore. And that's where you need to learn to accept it and to move on and to just live your own life. You know, and it's like I said before, you know, my past relationships may have ended, and there's nothing I can do to change it and get them back. The only thing I can do is still respect them and care for them in my heart and in my mind. But I can't act on it. I can't say it. I can't do it. I just have to deal with it. I have to move on. I can't force it. And trust me, I've tried that, and it just made things worse. You have to own up to the fact that there's things that you've done in your life that have caused people to hurt, that have caused people to question your choices. And the only way you're going to move through it and get by it is just to work on yourself and to move forward. But being destructive and hurting other people because you can't get your way is not the answer. It's only making things worse. So you have to own up. And maybe all it takes for closure is for you to own up and say, listen, I know what I did and I'm sorry. And I know that there's nothing that can change it, but I'm just letting you know that this is where I stand. That I screwed up. And I don't want to live the rest of my life with that baggage on my back knowing that I did wrong. And just leave it at that. That's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do in your life to be in control of other people except for being in control of your own life. And you know, you may not get the full respect of those people back by what you say to apologize and to own up for what you've done. But at least you know at the end of the day, you don't have to carry that. It's gone. You left it at the door. And even though that door may be closed and it wasn't opened, it was locked, bolted shut. It doesn't mean it's the end. It may be for that story. It may be for that chapter of your life. But it's just the beginning as you move forward and you live the life that you can. Let's face it, as far as relationships go, it's never easy moving forward. It's never easy leaving the people that you cared about. But you just have to carry those memories in your heart. That's all you have. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's hard to see other people living in that life where you feel like that should be you. But you know what? If they're happy, that's all that should matter. But you just let them be. You let them live their life. If they wanted you to be a part of their life as a friend, then that's cool. Then you have that friendship. That's all that matters. But if that's not being offered on the table, then that's when you know you need to back away. It's not about what you want. That's the hardest thing I've had to learn about my life, is it's not about what I want. It's about what other people want. It all comes back to joy, the word joy. We've talked about this before. And on a podcast that I had with an interview with my buddy Kagan Cox, he talked about the word joy. It all comes down to Jesus first, others second, and yourself last. That's joy. And if you don't have joy in your life, you're going to continue to have issues. You're going to have problems because you're not living a life that's pleasing towards others. So think about that. You know, it's hard. I've had to move forward. I've had to step away from things that were very important to my life. Part of that is my 3 kids. I would do anything to hear their voice. I would do anything just to have a conversation about school and what they're doing, but I can't. I have to move forward. I had a stepson who I came close to and cared about very, very dearly. But I have no rights to him. So I had to move forward. The only thing I can do is think about him in my heart and hope that he's doing well, and that's it. I can't reach out to him regardless. You know, it's just hard when you're in relationships with people that have kids. I've dated plenty of people that have had kids, and it's hard. Because you get those bonds, you get those memories, and you have those moments that you enjoyed together. It's not easy. But you have to own up to yourself that that's just how it is now. I have to live my life without them. It's just how it is. So, as always, if you enjoyed this podcast today, and I know it's not an easy subject, and these 3 topics that I talked about were not easy, please share your experiences with these and talk about how you've conquered them, how those situations made you a better person. You know, it's hard to talk about our faults, our mistakes, the things that we maybe beat ourselves up for. But it's better when you talk about them and you release that negative energy and you live a more positive and healthy lifestyle. So I encourage you to live that life. Moving forward, owning up to the faults and the mistakes that you've made, but also dealing with those consequences in the right way without causing more hurt, more pain to those people, but most importantly, yourself. If you have problems with anxiety, pain, depression, anger, whatever, I can't stress this enough. It doesn't make you a weak person. It doesn't make you a bad person to go see someone and talk. That's the best thing you can do for your life, is talking and owning up. So do that today. So thank you for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please like, share, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, but most importantly, ring that bell so you can be notified of new podcasts or unboxings or inside the or those the corner ropes. That's what it is. If you want to listen to more content, please just please ring that bell. It does a lot of good for the podcast. It does a lot of good for everything involved within this. I can't do this without your support. So please tell other people about the positivity in this community that is forming. I can't thank you enough for listening. And if you're a subscriber and you're a loyal visitor of the can'tholstepodcast.com website, which right now I know it's down. It's going through some rebuilding and to better make it a better viewing experience for you. And it should be back up very, very soon. So for now, just tune into the YouTube channel for all the great content that's coming in. Do keep in mind, it is a new month. It is June. There is going to be at least, hopefully, one pro wrestling unboxing this month, and that should be a lot of fun. And then I got some other unboxings that are going to be happening very, very soon on the Can't Holste podcast. So keep posted. I'm really trying to open up and show different things here so other people can enjoy other content. So it's kind of a smorgasbord of just a whole bunch of great viewing experiences. So thank you very much for listening. As always, remember to think and be positive. Do what you can today, not what you can't. To own up to your mistakes, your faults, to live a better, healthy lifestyle. And I believe in you. Don't you think you should too? And if you see someone who served our country, whether it be police, military, fire, or even the hardworking medical facility staffs, please give them an elbow, give them a fist bump, tell them how much you appreciate them. You never know how much they might enjoy that one random act of kindness. So do that today. And until we talk again, thank you for listening. Be safe. And I'll see you on the next video. God bless.